Okay, and welcome to the K-Files. Good morning, JP.
Good morning, Miss Sandra.
So glad to have you. We don't have any law enforcement this morning. It's Edgecombe County's week, and he is under the weather like everybody else. I tell you what, they're closing some schools.
Yeah, what I am getting over, I didn't get it on the cruise. I actually got it from my son when we returned.
Wow.
He was telling us that like 14 kids in his class had been out with flu.
Yeah, the kids are bringing it home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's and some of it is flu, some of it is COVID, and some of it's RSV. I understand. One kid I know was diagnosed with RSV, and they said his throat was burning like wildfire. RSV carries that, I don't know, it's in the throat, I guess, and breathing. It's a respiratory. And
I had just talked to my brother Jerry just a few moments ago. He actually had an upper respiratory and had coughed so hard he tore his upper lung lobe and had started coughing out blood.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, everybody needs to be mindful of this stuff.
Do you get a flu shot?
No, I've had the flu shot one time and got pneumonia and swore I would never have it again.
People tell me that. They just tell me they get sick from these shots.
I was like 20 years old and wound up in the hospital with pneumonia, and I said no more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pneumonia is something you don't want. So, anyway, a lot of sickness going on.
It is.
Hopefully we'll get through it. So, we need to talk about some more cases this morning. We have 2 cases that we've been talking about on WHIG that's happened in the last week that are not, well, I say they're not murder cases.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We don't know what happened on Hawthorne Road. But I know that the case, the car was backed up to the house in the grass. How do you not get out of a car? How do you not get out if it's
you
on
were
the other
unconscious
side?
or you were already dead.
Yeah, I mean.
The good news here is during an autopsy, they'll be able to go into the lungs and know definitively if this person was deceased.
Yes.
Or if they died as a result of the
Even
fire.
if the body is.
Yes.
Okay. Advances now in technology with forensics and things, it's just amazing now. I mean, if you do anything, there's 2 reasons you should not commit a crime. Forensics, now, the new advances, and cameras.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of reasons why you shouldn't commit a crime, because it's not the right thing to do, first of all.
Well, my mama told me growing up, you better be careful of what you do because somebody is always watching. And that's even more so the case now with cameras and things like that.
That's exactly right.
Cameras are on convenience stores, homes, ATM machines.
Yes.
They're everywhere.
They are. So I spoke with the police chief of Rocky Mount, and I said, some of the cases in our book just don't have a lot of information, Chief. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, and Captain Staten said, I'll tell you what, if you will send me the cases that don't have a lot, we're going to make sure y'all have some information.
That's good.
So I was happy. So I'm doing that now, and we're going to be able to detail some of these cases. They're really on the cusp of a couple of cases that could break with your help, with the public's help. They say at our board meeting the other day, they said, we really need the public's help. Edgecombe County, I hate that he couldn't be here today because they have a couple of cases that they really say, we suspect, we just about know who did it. We've got to have, we know of somebody that knows. We know they know. They won't tell.
And
They won't talk. Please, it is anonymous. I mean, they're really begging for help in Edgecombe County with these cases. And maybe we can get Tender to come maybe the last week in the month and see if he can switch weeks since he's sick and bring us these cases and really detail those 2 cases because they're current cases and they really need help. So Anyway, with all that being said,
I do want to jump out here and on a political arm and congratulate Sheriff Keith Stone.
Yes.
I live in Nash County. Keith was my captain on the Highway Patrol. Great guy. We worked together for many years here in Nash County, and I am just beside myself that he was reelected. He's one of the best sheriffs Nash County's had in my lifetime.
have you seen his thank you billboard?
I have. We are lucky to have Sheriff Keith Stone. You know, when I go in and I open up a concealed carry class, we actually go in and we talk about law enforcement. We talk about the Supreme Court. We talk about legislatures and the importance of electing people who you can identify with that support your right to carry and protect yourself. I think Keith does something very similar when he's teaching, and it's very important. We talk about the DA. For the past several years, I've tried to dwell into people the importance not just of the sheriff, but of the district attorney. In my hometown, Mark Boykin was attacked about a year ago. Almost had his head cut off, ear to ear, throat cut. Somebody came to me and said, you know what? I'm disappointed in the sheriff. Those guys didn't get but this, and this. I said, time out. So let me explain something to you.
Since when does sheriffs?
I said, and what it is, people, the average person doesn't know how this works. I said, the sheriff made an arrest within hours. He had this case solved within hours. It's out of his hands.
Yeah.
It's up to the judicial system. It's up to the prosecutor, the DA, the judges is who you're upset with.
That's exactly right. I mean,
said, and if you don't like this, you need to educate yourself on the DA candidates.
Yes.
And it's not the sheriff. He did his job.
Exactly right.
It is the people it's the judicial system that hands out sentences, sends people to prison, and holds them accountable for their actions. And I'm hoping that looks like we're getting a new DA.
Yes.
I'm excited about it.
Jeff Marsigli.
And I think you will see a difference in the judicial system for the better in Nash, Edgecombe, and Wilson County. I'm excited.
Well, you know, to expound on what you said, it's very disheartening. I've heard Sheriff Stone say something many times. It's very disheartening for him, his lieutenants, his deputies, to sit in the courtroom and watch them just not get sentenced or they'll, get a notification, so-and-so's been let out. What, after we risk our life, after we, some of these cases are pretty tough upon arrest, they really can get pretty tough. I mean,
I've said it time and time again sitting at this desk.
They risk their lives.
It's the same people. It's the same group of people that's perpetrating this crime.
It is.
In Rocky Mount, in southern Nash County, in Tarboro. I'm telling you, it's the same group of people. And the judicial system is a revolving door.
It is.
And I pray to God this new district attorney addresses this, holds people accountable for their actions, and I call it locking them up.
Yes, lock
I
them
hope
up.
they lock them up, and I hope they keep them locked up.
I hope
to
so.
make our community a safer place to live, work, and raise a family.
I totally agree. Well, as the sheriff said, we talked to him on the phone live. We were doing election coverage, and when we saw we could call that race, we called the sheriff and congratulated him, and he said, the people have spoke. They've spoken, and they want to be safe in their communities. They feel like our men and women have done a good job, and we thank everybody for that. So anyway, that's kind of what he said. So we will carry on now with the current sheriff, and think about the staff, the deputies, and all of them. They, whenever there's a new election, they know that they may not work there anymore. They may lose their job because they can, at the will of the sheriff, when he comes in, he can do what he wants.
And a lot of folks don't understand that.
Yeah.
I worked for Sheriff Grimes during one election cycle, and I believe that was 98. The sheriff can hire and fire at will. A lot of people say, well, he can't fire you. You've got to do something. No, you don't understand.
Yeah.
He can choose not to rehire you. He can choose to tell you today, look, I don't like the shoes you're wearing. I don't need your services any longer. I've seen it happen,
right. Yeah. You're exactly right. So, all right, let's see what case. JP, what case are we on now?
I have it marked,
you have it marked
to J. Lynch Richardson, 8/9 of 2011.
Okay. And that's who we will talk about. Oh, all right. James Lynch Richardson.
James Lynch Richardson. This case is from August the 9th, 2011. Around 12:41 a.m., Rocky Mount Police received a call in reference to a suspicious event at Duke Mobile Home Park on Raleigh Road in Rocky Mount. When they arrived, a person had stated the neighbor, James Richardson, 56, was laying in his front doorway and bleeding.
Oh.
The investigation discovered that the residence was in disarray consistent with a struggle. There was a large amount of blood in the living room area. Mr. Richardson appeared to have been trying to flee the residence and was beaten and stabbed.
Wow. Duke Medical Home Park on Raleigh Road. Didn't we say that is probably across the street from the Convenient Mart thing down there?
It used to be like the log cabin.
Yeah.
Looking.
Is that it?
That's where I'm thinking it is. Just as you're coming in past the Sundrop plant.
Yes. I'm thinking that may be it. I mean, it's the only one I can think of. Wow.
Sounds like another home invasion.
It does. It really does. Laying in his front doorway and bleeding, and the residence was tore all to pieces, which was consistent with a struggle. So yeah, it does sound like a home invasion. But anyway, if you know anything about James Lynch Richardson that happened on August of 2011, please come forward. 20 minutes to 1 in the morning. Please call the number on the screen, either number on the screen, Crime Stoppers 977-1111 or the hotline 406-6736. Please call. If you want to contact the Rocky Mount Police Department, well, please do so. You can use the text to tip to do that. So, but we just need you. It's important. $15,000. You could. Hey, it's the holidays. It's Christmas shopping time. $15,000 could come in handy, or up to $15,000, depending on how valuable your tip is to law enforcement and in solving this particular case. So,
also keeping in mind, with it being the holidays, a lot of us are going to be out shopping.
Yes.
A lot of us are going to be, out at night, and times changed, and you can go into a department store and it looked like daylight, like it is now. Come out, and I'm telling you, it's pitch black.
That's exactly
Be mindful of what time it is. Try to shop with a group of people if at all possible. Be mindful of packages. Keep you a blanket or something in your car. Keep your packages out of sight. Cover them up. Keep them in the trunk. But most of all, when you're in the parking lot, be mindful of who's looking at you.
Exactly.
Be mindful who's following you. Be mindful of that random person standing in the parking lot looking at you. Be mindful of it.
And what about getting your concealed carry?
Absolutely. We can help you with that. We teach concealed carry year round. My next class is December the 10th in Bailey. We'd love to have you. Feel free to call me or send me a text at 919-369-0311, and we can get you the necessary training to get you concealed carry.
Exactly. So go see JP and get it. I was at Eastern North Carolina Shooting Sports yesterday. They won the Small Business of the Month with the Chamber, and we were filming. And I tell you what, he's got a nice shooting range in that place. So go to JP and get your concealed carry and go wherever you want to shoot.
Stay proficient, practice.
Yes,
Muscle
do.
memory is going to be what protects you and saves your life in that given moment when you're put in that situation.
Yes.
You don't want to freeze.
Yes.
You want to just draw that weapon without even knowing that you've drawn it.
Somebody told me something the other day that kind of stuck with me. They said, she was a lady, and she has her concealed carry, and she carries, and she said, I never keep my gun in my purse. She said, where do men keep their guns? They keep them on themselves. She said, women put them in their pocketbook. Your pocketbook gets snatched. She said, you need a pouch. She had one. She had a vest, as a matter of fact. A vest, just a regular nice vest that had a zip up. She said, I keep it, either on a pouch or either in my zip up vest, but I keep it on me. And, women do put them in their purses.
Yeah. I carry mine in my front right pocket, and I also have a small one that I took to a leather shop, and they made me what looks like a wallet. And the reason I did that is because most men, they're going to, we're going to be pulled at gunpoint and say, give me your wallet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, let me give it to you.
Yeah.
And
here
while
it
I'm
is.
reaching my hand in my what appears to be my wallet, I'm really just
That's really
putting
good.
my gun in my hand.
That's really good.
But you need to have a game plan about where you're going to carry it and how you're going to get to it in a needed situation.
Absolutely.
I did also see last night on, I believe it was Fighting Crime, we had a home invasion. I believe it was on Strickland Road near Fraser Road in the Bailey area last night. So look for things like this to be on the uptick given the time of year.
Absolutely.
Be mindful. Have that plan in place as to what would you do to protect yourself and your family if your front door got kicked in, if your side door got kicked in tonight at 8 or 9 o'clock. Do you have a plan in place to keep yourself and your family protected?
Exactly. Very good point. People these days don't want to go back to work. They want to steal. So, and I'm not saying everybody that won't go back to work is doing that. But I'm saying it's on the uptick, and it's going to be. So let's take our break. We'll be right back right after this.
In Nashville, come on in and enjoy our legendary tender and juicy Omaha Angus ribeyes. And try and share our seafood entrees, your choice of shrimp, flounder, or oysters. And especially don't forget our famous salad bar with all your favorite fixins. If you want to give that someone special something to revel in, Ribeyes gift certificates can be made to order. And as you're looking for somewhere to host a business meeting or a special event, you can reserve the Angus Room. Ribeye Steakhouse of Nashville, over 10 years of great food.
Come to Davenport's Gifts and Fine Furnishings for that VIP red carpet experience. You'll find china, crystal, new and antique furniture, as well as decorative and unusual accessories. If you are searching for the perfect gift, Davenport's has you covered with designer gifts such as Waterford Crystal and Fitz & Floyd. Whether you are shopping for the holidays or just looking for everyday furnishings, Davenport's Gifts and Fine Furnishings has something elegant that you are sure to fall in love with new items arriving daily. And while you are here, ask Jay about gifts coming in for spring.
Eastern North Carolina Indoor Shooting Sports Center is the place to go for indoor shooting, archery, and axe throwing. If you want to protect your family, we offer concealed carry classes as well as NSSF firearms training. For that special holiday gift, don't forget, we have gift certificates available. Open every day except Tuesday and Wednesday. Eastern North Carolina Indoor Shooting Sports Center.
No one ever wants to go into a life emergency. In fact, many of us wouldn't even know what to do if we were faced with an emergency, but they will come. Thankfully, there's men and women that train every single day for moments like this. They work on our behalf to serve and protect our local communities. Hi, I'm Kevin Zander from Don's Body Shop and Auto Body Wilson. With everything that's going on in life right now, we just want to take a moment to thank our first responders, for those that pledged their lives to serve and protect in our communities. You know, we all expect people to do their jobs, but some people's occupations may even require them to give of their life as a sacrifice. For this reason, we also want to honor those families that lost a loved one in the line of duty. Our thoughts and our prayers are with you. Let us not take these servants for granted. To our first responders, again, we say thank you. From our nurses to our military, we appreciate your service. And as a local business owner, I pray that we continue to work together and strive for an emergency-free community. Thank you, and God bless.
I'm Daniel Moss, owner of Cornerstone Funeral Home, and I'd like to invite you and your family to give our family an opportunity to serve you in your time of need. And we offer a full line of funeral services, everything from visitations to graveside services to cremations on site with a live crematory, as well as a banquet hall to meet the catering needs of our families that we serve. We offer catering service. We offer refreshments prior to visitations and services of our family. And we want to invite you to come and experience the difference here at Cornerstone Funeral Home.
What is the Davis Furniture difference? The difference is we buy with you in mind. For generations, we have listened to our customers. We can help you find the look you want for every room in your house. Quality, style, color, and of course, service. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Davis Furniture, the family business where we treat you like family. Let us help you make your house a home. Davis Furniture, historical downtown Rocky Mount, on the corner of Hill and Main.
Okay, welcome back to the K-Files. Remember, folks, we do this because we need to solve unsolved murders. We need to give families closure. We need to get people off the street. So there's various reasons why we do this, and we really do need your help. You're the ultimate crime solver. You really are. The police, the sheriffs, the deputies, they don't have the knowledge that you do of these cases. If you are a relative and you know what happened, they don't have that. Mm-hmm. They don't have that advantage.
And we've also got rules that we have to abide by.
Exactly.
We might know that John Doe committed this crime.
Yes.
But we've got to be able to demonstrate it and prove it in a court of law.
You gotta prove it. You gotta prove it. And that's where you come in, because you witnessed it. You're a family member, you're a friend, and you know about it, and it will be anonymous. And nobody, on the text to tip, it comes from somewhere out of Canada, and they don't have any idea who you are. And so all they want, they don't want to know who you are. It's like, somebody said last week or week before last, they don't want to know who you are. They want the information to solve the crime. So, I mean, please help us with this. Okay, Jermaine Latre Flowers.
Jermaine Latre Flowers. This case is from September 12th, 2011. Flowers was killed in a shooting at 737 Sunset Avenue in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, around 11:30 p.m. Jermaine was in the home, which was occupied by 15 other people at the time. One other person was injured in the shooting. Per the police report, 13 rounds were fired into the home. Several bullet holes were found in the walls. An unknown male between 5'8" and 5'10" wearing a blue shirt and dark pants, was seen running from the area towards Western Avenue.
Wow. Folks,
15 people witnessed
15
this.
people. I mean, so the shots went in the house, into the walls. 2 injured. I mean, they were really lucky to only have
Very
2
lucky.
people injured if
Yeah.
there's 15 people in that house. 13 rounds were fired. 737 Sunset Avenue, folks. Let's see, 737 would be, well, actually 737 would be towards downtown.
Okay.
Yeah, because power plant 1700, so it would be that way. Yeah, towards downtown, somewhere in that area on Sunset Avenue, 11:30 at night. So, Jermaine Latre Flowers, deceased in that shooting, and so if you know anything, a person between 5'8" and 5'10" was seen running away wearing a blue shirt and dark pants. If you know anything about that, somebody knows something about that. I mean, look at this, 15 people. Somebody knows something. There is no doubt.
13 rounds fired. I mean, again, it's unbelievable that no one else was struck. Even a neighbor asleep in an adjoining property or adjoining house.
Exactly.
This could have ended so much worse.
It could. It really could have. So if you know anything, please let us know. And don't forget, as JP always says, some of these cases have an additional $5,000, $10,000 from the governor's office, from somewhere, from the family sometimes.
A lot of times the family
from the
puts up additional funds.
Yeah, so anyway, if you know of anything, you know, you could really collect some cash. And we do pay in cash within 48 hours. So that's pretty good. That's a good turnaround time. We'll make sure we have your money to you. So anyway, if you know of anything, please let us know. Okay, Bessie Marie Vinson.
Bessie Marie Vinson. This case is from September 24th, 2011. At approximately 11 a.m., officers responded to 913 College Circle North, Apartment B in Wilson, North Carolina for a welfare check on Bessie Vinson, after a friend had not seen her in 2 days. The friend and the landlord entered the residence. When they opened the door, they found Vinson deceased on the bed. The death was later ruled a homicide by strangulation.
Wow. If anybody knows, 913 College Circle, Apartment B in Wilson. I mean, somebody knows something.
So
People talk. I mean, they do talk about what they've done.
they love to brag. They
Yes.
love to keep mementos. They love to keep driver's license. They love to keep little objects of affection to serve as a twisted reminder of the crime that they perpetrated. But the biggest thing is, you're right, they love to brag. They love to brag to friends about what they've done.
Exactly. So, there you go. If you please call one of the numbers on the screen. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
This one is Keith Lamar Johnson. This case is from January 15th, 2012. Officers responded to 1009 Randolph Street in Wilson in reference to a cardiac arrest call. Keith Johnson was located inside the residence with multiple stab wounds. EMS pronounced him deceased on the scene. I'm not real familiar with where Randolph Street would be in Wilson.
I don't
I'm
know.
just assuming it's probably downtown. 1009 Randolph Street, cardiac arrest, someone calls 911, multiple stab wounds. I'd want to know who called 911.
Exactly.
You know, did Mr. Johnson, was he able to call 911? If so, was he able to give any suspect information to the 911 operator? Was he found by some? There's a lot of questions I would have for Wilson PD that I'd love to know details in this particular case.
Exactly. Yes. It sounds like with multiple stab wounds, and he was pronounced already deceased. It doesn't say. Sometimes it'll say they worked on him, but just couldn't.
Unable to revive him.
And this sounds like he was deceased when they got there.
That's what
so
I'm
I don't
thinking
think he called 911.
So it sounds like he might have been discovered.
Yes, it does. But anyway, we need your help. We need your help with that case. It's 8:35, so let's take our break. Before we go off today, I want to talk about also the event coming up.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm so excited. It's coming up. So we'll be right back with some weather.
The Edgecombe Community College Caheen Auditorium 2022-23 Performance Series is back. North Carolina Symphony Holiday Pops and A Christmas Carol. Coming in 2023, the Zuzu African Acrobats. And yes, you heard right, the Rat Pack one more time. The Kings of Las Vegas Swing. And wrapping up the season, To Kill a Mockingbird, Matilda the Musical, and Rashomon. Season tickets on sale now. Don't miss out. Get your season tickets today.
In 123 years, many things change, but some things don't. Like Christmas shopping at P.L. Woodard in historic downtown Wilson. Nothing brings a smile to a little one like a Radio Flyer wagon or tricycle. Or how about a leaf blower, weed eater, blackstrap molasses, or old timer and trade pocket knives for anyone on your list. The ever popular crab pot Christmas trees are on display and ready to decorate your home for that special gift.
Come by P.L. Woodard and Company where you can find the old-fashioned magic of Christmas.
Into our service department and we'll top off your fluids and oil and check your tire pressure, all while you remain in your car. And in less than 5 minutes. Plus, it's free. Don Bullock Chevrolet is a full-service dealership with service, parts, and collision department. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff help you. On-site, third-generation owned and operated for 105 years. Don Bullock Chevrolet.
The tank is on E, and your low tire pressure light is glaring at you again. You do not have time to wait in line and pay to put air in the tires, and you certainly don't want to get out of the car in the cold and pump gas. What if you could pull up to a gas pump and have an attendant run out to greet you to pump your gas, clean your windshield, and put air in the tire, all for no extra charge, while you step inside and enjoy a made-to-order breakfast or lunch? Does that kind of full service exist anymore? It does, at JD's Grocery & Grill, a service station created to bring back the full service experience to all customers. JD's Grocery & Grill is a full-service gas station. Eat-in restaurant with tasty made-to-order food and a grocery store all in one. The staff at JD's Grocery & Grill is ready to field all requests and will help you find anything you need. Call them today at 252-972-5000 or stop on by at 1240 Atlantic Avenue. Store hours, Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Grill hours, Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. JD's Grill & Grocery, at the heart of great food.
Okay, welcome back. Well, there is an event coming up this Saturday night. I'm excited. I have my tickets, and
Me
we
too.
have some friends going, and we're all excited to get there.
I have sold out of tickets, but don't worry, you can purchase them online, and I've been told that you will be able to buy them at the door.
Okay.
But again, the North Carolina Troopers Association Caisson Unit Fundraiser is going to be November 19th out at the Rocky Mountain Mills Complex from 5 to 9. That's out at Falls Road. All you can eat, oysters, shrimp, fish, barbecue, all of the fixings, $50 a person. And their goal is to raise enough money to support and maintain the caisson unit for a year.
Yes.
Come on out. From what I understand, they're going to have the caisson unit there. They're going to have the truck and trailer rigs. They're going to have the horses. Kids love it. Bring your family, bring your girlfriend, your significant other. It is a sight to see. I love going because I get to see so many people from Rocky Mountain across the state that I usually don't get to see and keep up with.
That's right. It's a who's who.
It is. It really is.
And I thank you for getting, 2 weeks ago we had Brian James and we had, what's his name?
Colonel Johnson?
Yes, Colonel Johnson. And we just talked about caisson and just... Not Colonel Johnson, no, he couldn't come.
Okay, well it would have been Briggs.
No, it wasn't. It was, I can't think of his name. But anyway.
Philip Briggs? It wasn't Philip?
I don't think so. I'm trying to remember who it was. But anyway, we had a good time talking about the caisson, and he was the guy that really tends to the horses. He actually physically tends to the horses.
From Wayne County?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I know
it was
his
him.
name.
I can't think of his name either. But anyway, great guy. He was
Grady.
so nice.
His name is Grady.
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he really went in detail about the horses and the caisson and why they do it. And we had a really good, they stayed the whole time. They stayed on here the whole time and talked about all that, and it was a very interesting show. So,
this was kind of like the brainchild, or he has been so instrumental in, this is basically his baby. Mm-hmm. The gentleman you just mentioned that owns Rocky Mount.
Brian James.
Brian James.
Rocky Mount Chair Equipment.
He is one of the biggest supporters of the Highway Patrol in this area.
He is.
And I am proud to call him a very good friend.
Yes.
He loves the Highway Patrol and he loves the caisson unit.
Mm-hmm.
Does a lot of great things for the Highway Patrol.
He really does, and we appreciate Brian because he don't have to do that.
No, he does not.
He's a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
He's just simply a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
So
he can get on the phone and he can make things happen for the Highway Patrol just like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And everybody needs supporters like that.
Mm-hmm. They do. They absolutely do. And he certainly does support tremendously the efforts. So get your tickets. You don't want to, it's 5 until 9, as JP said, at the Mills. They'll have a tent. It's just so much fun. I went last year, and we talked about also 2 weeks ago when they were here, we talked about the caterer and how great the caterer is. Because I was talking about the food, how good the food was. They didn't run out. And he said, yeah, they just kept bringing food in. They brought plenty of food, and they were able to just supply everything they needed. So anyway,
and it doesn't matter if you get there at 5. It doesn't matter if you get there at 8:30. The food is going to be red hot. Russ Saputo over here, he's going to have an adult beverage trailer.
He will.
It's just going to be a great time.
It really will. And the entertainment
is
going to be...
Live entertainment's what I was told.
Who are they getting? Well, at that time he wasn't sure, I don't think.
Yeah.
But he said it's good. It's going to be somebody really good this time. He said everything's been good in the past.
It is.
He said, but this time it's really, really, really going to be good. So I'm anxious to see who that is. But anyway, the entertainment will be great. It really will be. So anyway, go to the oyster roast for the Highway Patrol. You'll love it. Well, I say oyster roast to the...
Well, I mean, that's what we refer to it as.
I guess it is the oyster roast. Yeah.
And we just try to offer some other things because some people don't like oysters.
That's right.
So we've got, again, shrimp,
well, some
fish,
people don't
barbecue.
like seafood.
Yeah,
and if
that's
you don't,
right.
there's barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So there's alternatives. All right, we'll do probably one more case before we sign off today.
Okay, let's go with Emmanuel Robert Gent.
I think so.
I believe this case is from May 21, 2012. Emmanuel, he was 26 years old, killed outside of a friend's home at 1414 Branch Street in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, around 10 o'clock p.m. EMS arrived and pronounced Gent dead on the scene. The friend advised that two men, one wearing a red bandana over his face, white t-shirt and black pants, and another male wearing all black approached them in an attempted robbery. They were both seen leaving the area on foot. So it sounds like a random, just a robbery.
Random robbery.
Robbery went bad.
You know, so many of these people lose their lives at is senseless, such a young age. He's 26 years old. And I don't know why they chose to rob a 26-year-old. I don't know. But anyway, that's sad that he was so young.
And killed over nothing.
Yeah.
Probably 26 years, probably didn't have a whole lot of nothing on him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, the chances are that he didn't have a whole lot, so why would you rob him? But anyway, Emmanuel Robert Gent, if you know anything about this, and somebody knows, because there were two of you, number one. And number two, they talk. I'm sure they have told somebody. So if you know anything, please call the number 406-6736 and 977-1111, or text a tip. This is a Rocky Mount case. It would be a Rocky Mount case. It's on Branch Street in Rocky Mount. So if you know anything, please come forward. We pay cash. We'll pay cash, and we'll pay in 2 days. And nobody will know who you are. I mean, it will be anonymous. So please come forward on this case. Let's do one more.
Okay. Latterus Vontae Sutton. This case is from June 7th, 2012. Officers responded to 407B Roundtree Street West in Wilson, North Carolina, in reference to shots being fired. Upon arrival, Ladarius Sutton was located suffering from a gunshot wound. Sutton was transported to Wilson Medical Center for treatment, where he was later pronounced deceased. And am I saying that name correctly?
I think so. I think it's Ladarius.
Ladarius Vontae Sutton, Roundtree Street. That's downtown Wilson, right off of US 301.
Okay.
Near Martin Luther King Boulevard, near White's Tire, that area. Shots fired. Died from gunshot wound.
You know, the sheriff runs on guns, gangs, and drugs, because that's what it is.
That's right.
I mean, so many. I mean, look, this whole book. It's guns involved in every single case, just about every case. Well, yeah, we've had some stabbings, but goodness gracious, it's just crazy. But anyway, if you know anything, you know what to do. So I guess that's all for today. Please be safe, as JP said, when you're shopping. Please be careful. Please park if you can in a lighted area, as you said. Put your packages in the trunk.
Shop with a group of people.
Yes, do not walk out by yourself.
Right. If you do find yourself, shopping alone, stand at the door for a moment. Look around the parking lot. Try to wait for a group of people to come out of Walmart or the department store that you're at. Kind of go with them to your car.
Exactly.
Just be smart, be mindful about what's going on around you.
Absolutely. And I have bought me also one of those taser things.
Okay.
I
Ride
like
the
it.
lightning.
The little,
Mm-hmm.
the noise
True. Yeah.
will scare the heck out of somebody, because I did that to somebody the other day. I just was playing, not playing, but I was just I was letting them know that I had it. And they said, "What in the world was that?" It startles the heck out of people, just the noise. I think it's a good thing for that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it's loud.
It's an intimidation tool.
Yes, it is.
Where people mess up is they're coming out of this department store and they look down. They're looking in a box.
Yeah.
Look around. Look at the person that's standing. Look at them. Engage them. Look them right in the eye, if just for a moment, to let them know, I see you.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be mindful of what's going on around you.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you, JP. See
Thank
you
you, Miss
next
Andrew.
week, certainly, and hope to see you at the Oyster Roast at Rocky Mount Mills Saturday night on the 19th.